She was just there for the season.
Yes, he says.
Turn me up in the headphones a little bit, man.
She ain't there.
Hear myself.
Yes, he says.
OT is in the building.
I'm back.
Y'all know Smooth is in the motherfucking building. I just want my money.
It's a beautiful thing. I'm D Trill AC. This is another episode of the Krew Season Podcast. Man, how y'all boys doing, man? Everybody good?
Man, we good, man.
It was a hell of a night last night.
I finally got my voice back a little bit.
Yeah.
Ooh, I was yelling all night. Took my nap like I knew I was gonna do. Y'all know how I do.
Boy,
You know what
We
I'm
ain't
saying?
gonna release them. We ain't gonna release them
Hey,
to
please
the public.
don't release them.
They'll never
we
be
do
to
got the footage on you, man.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Don't
yeah.
make us have to release. Is what he
We
trying to
extorting
say.
it.
Gotta add that to my name.
We extorting it.
AKA Grandpa O.
Oh my Lord. Yeah, man. Shout out to my beautiful wife, man. We were celebrating her birthday last night. We was in 80s costume theme, all type. We was everywhere, man. Acting a fool everywhere, party bus, whole 9 yards. If y'all, well, by now y'all done seen it on Instagram, probably. But yeah, it was a hell of a night, man. It was one for the books. You should have seen everybody on that ride back on the party bus. Half the bus was asleep.
Y'all was hurt like that?
Like 3:30.
I wasn't hurt. I was just tired.
Man,
I was good though.
I was smacked.
I
ain't
wouldn't
gonna lie to you, but I wouldn't sleep though. I was still up. Like I say, when we got here, man, we partied for about another hour.
Dead ass.
Did y'all finish the bottles in the locker room?
Hell no.
I don't even remember buying bottles, but I seen a charge on my car for it, so I guess it must have went through. I don't know.
God damn. I was asleep. I got my wings to go. I said before anything else, let me get these wings.
That's what I should have got.
Took a nap. Let me know when the bus leave.
Boy. But yeah, now we had a blast at the locker room too, man. Shout out to my dog Sid, man. Make sure y'all tap in if y'all in the H. But yeah, as far as tonight, man, we gotta we coming back from hiatus. We got an interesting docket. Mm-hmm. First things first. Top of the news docket, man. The baby. Meg Thee Stallion.
Oh shit.
I feel like we done covered this 101 times.
I knew he beat.
You know, he came out, made some statements on a record called Boogeyman on his new album. Basically said he was smashing Meg Thee Stallion 2 days before the whole shooting incident happened. And I think he said the day before, and he said he could have hit a few times before then, but he just kind of... But long story short, he's saying he smashed, man. And, you know, if my timetable serves me correctly, that would make her smashing the baby at the same time she was smashing Tory Lanez. And then, of course, it's a long-running list of people in the industry that she didn't hit.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. But, you know, again, I just want to get y'all thoughts on it, man. Like, what do y'all think about this whole...
I mean, she living her life, man. I ain't gonna fault her for wanting to fuck everything, man. Hey, man, go live your life, goddamn me.
But you know what I thought about? Because when the baby had Tory come out on stage to perform with him that time, you know, when Tory got violated, they ended up sending him to jail and stuff. But I was like, you know, it was always kind of questionable to me, like, why she was so mad about that. Or like, why she was putting so much stock in that. Like, she was going hard at the baby in terms of, like, dissing him. And then her boyfriend, Party, was on Twitter sending threats, which baby referenced in Boogeyman as well. You know, and it's just like, where's this coming from? Because it wasn't like the baby was coming out saying nothing publicly in terms of like, you know, she lying or nothing like that. He just had dude pulling up and performing, and they, you know, I think they did a record together or something like that. But Meg was super insulted, like super mad. I'm just like, because if y'all remember, we was talking about, I mean, they co-workers, but why is she like that?
You know why?
Co-workers.
Because she thinking that they had them call. You know when shit like that go down, like two dudes and they both didn't hit that one girl, and she don't want them to know that they both was hitting. It was that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? It was that. So she was frustrated today. Is he talking? Is he telling her, oh, let me go at this nigga neck then before it get out? You know, that's just how it worked, man.
Which is wild because, you know, again, now you put your new boyfriend in a bad spot, right? Because now he got to jump out there and quote unquote defend your honor.
Knowing who baby is. Knowing who the baby is.
Right. You know, talking about, you know, I bet not catch you and all the time. He was on Twitter talking wild. And I'm just like, damn, like, did they have a conversation behind the scenes or what? But when that record dropped, it all started to make sense. Mm-hmm. It all started to make sense. But
I mean, in some of his songs too, the way he was, some of the lyrics, he didn't say that he did it with her, but you can just only assume. Yeah. And some of that was details.
Hey, man.
I've always thought that.
Again, we would not slut shame on this part, on this platform.
Do your thing. She was living, baby. She's still living.
But all I'm saying is when it dropped, dots started connecting in terms of where all of that anger and all of that vitriol came from in regards to bro. But, it's an interesting situation. Another thing, I've never seen a trial stretch out this far. Like, this is a long time.
Matter of fact, we ain't even hear nothing about it recently.
Because it keeps getting pushed back. The state keep having to try to, whenever they go to court, the state be like, we don't have enough evidence to
Because they tried to make him settle when he said hell no.
Right. Try to make him take that plea deal.
Hell no.
Was the baby messy for putting that in his shit?
In his record? Mm-hmm. Definitely. Yeah, I mean, for one, it just came out of nowhere, right? It wasn't like they had a back and forth. Meg said some disrespectful stuff, and it's like, all right, let me slam this big joke on the table. He just came with it from nowhere. So that was the only thing. I'm just like,
No, I don't think. Nope. I don't think he can do what he wants.
Try to have a rollout.
You know why? Because her man was talking grease. Well, let me tell you what the real shit was, and she didn't tell you. Let me tell you what's really real. You threatening me? Let me tell you, I've been all in there too. Yeah.
But see, again, the timing of it is important here.
Album about to drop.
He was disrespecting her like, he was disrespecting the baby maybe like, what was that, about 5-6 months ago?
Okay,
like that?
I wasn't ready to drop the tape yet.
Okay.
I wasn't ready to drop the tape. When you at war, baby, there ain't no time limit on war. We all know that.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? There ain't no time limit on war, especially when you done said something greasy to the public. Now, when you behind closed door and y'all beefing, then the world might not know. But you go on Twitter and Instagram and you start posting shit and posting messages and you sending messages back. Hey, that war ain't dead until y'all call the truth on publicly.
Yeah.
That's just how it works. So it could have been a year or two later. I care less. War is war, baby. It's wartime. Strap up.
But yeah, just to answer the question, I don't. Again, pillow talking is just not my thing. Smashing chicks and then telling the world,
hey, telling the business I can't now.
Going in public, that's just not my thing. No. Only way I speak on a body is if I'm trying to get rid of one. They know I did it. I ain't do it, man. I ain't had nothing to do with that. I never seen her, never met her. Don't know who is that. That's the only way that you're supposed to speak about what's going behind closed doors. If you're trying to get a body off your jacket, but to speak out loud and try to add one, that shit is insane to me. I don't know, but that's just my take. Again, we don't know what goes on behind closed doors. We just know what comes out in the public.
That's it.
So, but moving along, Kanye West was recently on Good Morning America doing an interview in which he spoke about he is no longer under Adidas and no longer with Gap. They have released him from the roster. So now he will have to put out Yeezys independently. So I want to get y'all thoughts on that.
Hey, man. Let's see what you do now, baby.
Should have listened to Sway a long time ago.
Okay, look. I heard what that interview said about that. And it is true. But in the beginning, like, he just built his brand with another brand. That's what he needed to do.
Right. No, for sure.
You get what I'm saying? So in a way, Sway, you was right. Yeah, you was. But the way to build it to be who he is, he needed Adidas, he needed Nike, he needed that.
All right, hold on. I done found the clip, man.
But they also needed him.
Huh?
Plans to sell the Yeezy brand directly to consumers, something he argued about with radio host Sway back in 2013.
Or why don't you empower yourself and don't need them and do it yourself?
How, Sway?
Take a few steps back to go.
You ain't got the answers, man.
So Sway, almost 10 years ago, said, man, why don't you do it on your own? Was he right?
You know what? I will go ahead and say Sway had the answer. I know people are going to be like, no.
Yes.
Continue what you were saying, bro.
Nah, but that was real.
I agree with you 1,000%, but they also needed him because they knew how big he was for the culture.
That's true, but man, you know how business work, dog. You gotta shake some hands to get to certain levels.
Absolutely.
Or they gonna make sure that door never open for you. You get what I'm saying? Because he needed to know who. Because I guarantee you, Kanye ain't a stupid. We all see he ain't no stupid man. So I can guarantee you, he was in them shops where they was making them at, shaking hands, kissing babies. You get what I'm saying? Like seeing how the process worked to get his own stuff started. I can bet you, but he'd have never seen that without Adidas giving him that. I can guarantee you that.
That's a fact.
So
I agree.
he needed Adidas in the way, but now the sway is totally right. He can build it by himself now because now I know everything. I know where you're getting your stuff from. I know who to talk to. You know what I'm saying? They know coming with me, shit. We can charge whatever and people gonna buy it. That's just how it work with Kanye right now.
But then too, didn't he? How long was him and Kim together too? Because it was. Because I think
what was that Taylor Swift thing? That was 2008.
They was together maybe 8 years.
2010, I think, or 2000.
That's what I'm thinking about. Like
they was together maybe 8,
so
9
together
years.
a few years before that. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's probably why he kind of went off on him because he like how so he know it costs money to do the shit that he want to do.
You know why? Because he didn't have the money at the time.
Yeah.
That's just what it boiled down to. Like he was rich back then, but he didn't have the money to fund, brand on that scale yet. Now,
a big brand, you gotta have something global. You gotta have something that can push your shit global.
Right. So you got to make sure that it's stocked in all of these stores across the country and other countries, all types like that. And he just didn't have the capital to do it. Could he have raised it? Sure, but it would have been hard to do. So I think that's why he was so, agitated at Sway, because Sway was making it sound like it's easy. Hey, bro, just do it on your own. I mean, which was real.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But Kanye looking at, okay, I got 1,000,001 hurdles before I can get to the destination I'm trying to get to do it on my own. And right now, I just ain't got it. Matter of fact, I think he was close to broke at one point. Then Kim K loaned him that, was it $200 million or something like that? Mm-hmm. And then he was able to, invest it into, get it to where he needed to get to. But yeah, I mean, it's tough, man. I don't think people understand how hard it is just to do independent business. Just like these rappers and podcasters and different people like that, let's sign in with these big ass companies. Like that's the easy route, right? Because you're gonna get instant recognition, you're gonna get an instant check, and then it's like boom, I'm on. You know what I'm saying? But again, on the back end of that, you sign that 5-year contract, 2 years in, all that money you signed for and spent. Your podcast not doing the numbers you thought, or your record's not doing the numbers you thought, and now they putting you on the shelf, but you still owe them 3 more years.
Not even that. Even if you outperform your shit on the back end, you ain't getting what you're supposed to get.
Yep.
True.
Yep.
So you still lose, no matter if you outperform it or if you lose. You still lose if you take that upfront money.
Yeah. So and at the end of the day, like it be that upfront check that people be thinking about, but that's really a loan when you signing to people, because they got to recoup that before they pay you anything.
That's why it's called in advance.
Exactly. So but I mean, at the end of the day, if you can get that independent thing working, it's gonna be well worth it on the back end. But all right, sometimes you got to sign that deal just to get my name recognition where I need it to be. And then once I get out this contract, then I can go independent because now I'm a household name.
That's the way global shit work. You can be independent all you want. I ain't seen too many independent artists just be global. You get what I'm saying? Like I ain't independent anything. I haven't seen something like that just go global crazy. It don't happen. You need to shake hands, sign contracts with people, even shit you don't want to do. But you got to do because it's part of the process. And then once you hit that level like Kanye is, we talking 10 bills. You know what I'm saying? He 10B right now. Yeah, I ain't got to shake no hands now. I'm the hand they need to shake. So, I get it.
Yep.
All right, man, let's move right along. Move to the NBA. There was breaking news earlier in this week. Head coach of the Boston Celtics. Hold on, let me make sure that I pronounce his name right.
Ime
Udoka was caught with his hand in the cookie jar. It's basically what they're alleging is that
somebody told on him, man.
Alleged.
Snitched on him.
Say I got 2 rules.
They told on him, man. What part of the game is this?
Put your finger in my sugar bowl.
Hey, that's real, right?
Y'all seen the story? had the private investigator following his gal, and it just so happened, you know what I'm
She
saying?
pulled up on bro and was doing her thing, you know what I'm saying?
Damn.
But he already knew that she was cheating. That's why he hired the PI. And then they say they say that the dude heard his voice, coach's voice on the ring
Right.
camera. Because it's audio with that. So, I guess he was gone or whatever, and then he might have pulled up. They might have been in the parking lot garage, thought they was out of camera sight, but the audio was still picking up. So he heard his voice on that, and then hired the PI, and then found out what we found out. But yeah, it's some woman that's within the organization.
Come on, man. We ain't gonna
think
say
it's the
some
VP
woman.
wife.
We know it's the VP.
You know what I'm saying?
We know.
VP wife.
It's
or
the only
whatever
woman up
doing this
there.
thing. So, yeah. So he done been suspended for all of next season.
Is she suspended?
That information has not been released.
Man, come on. It has not been released. You know that's not gonna be released.
But yeah. So I just want to get
But
y'all thoughts on it, man. Was they right?
The way it looked, because they've been knowing this for a while before it hit the public.
Said something like July.
Yeah, they've been knowing it for a while. But what I think happened for real, dude went to the team and tried to extort them. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? For that bread. Because that's a big ass story, just like it is now.
You talking about the coach went to him and tried to stole him?
No. The husband.
Yeah.
Went to the team and tried to extort them. You get what I'm saying? The team, you dealing with billionaires. They don't care about that. We'll suspend him and you know what I'm saying? We straight. So they got in front of it.
I want him fired.
They got in front of it. You get what I'm saying, to soften the blow, even though it's a hefty blow for him being suspended the whole year and all that. But this is the future of your franchise as far as coaching. You gonna do what you gotta do to
First
get in
off
front
the
of that.
championship, man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Can't do that.
You gonna make sure you ain't gotta fire him. You get what I'm saying? It ain't like he was forcing a woman. Let's get that clear.
Right, they said consensual.
Let's get that clear.
Right. That was an initial one. And I'm like, so why in the hell is he getting suspended for some consensual ass?
And you know how the NBA is about their shield. Like any league is about their shield. You know what I'm saying? Gotta be squeaky clean. So I can guarantee you when dude went to extort them for that bread, hey, give me this, and you know what I'm saying? But shit don't die with that.
Oh, he gonna
they
do
give him
what,
that
though?
money, he blow that, then he gonna try to ask for some more stuff because he always got the tape.
So, but what's so bad? Like, I'm just curious to know what's so bad that he had that would make the franchise look bad outside of his wife cheating with the head coach.
Yeah, it's just that public shit. You know
what I'm saying? Like, what's so bad that it's like, all right, well, fuck it. Since you got the info, let us just release it instead of just eating it and let him report it how he gonna report
He
it.
wanted some money. He wanted some bread.
The thing was, it might not even been about the money. It might have just been his hurt feelings, ego involved.
Yeah, of course.
This man smashing my wife, and y'all not gonna, penalize me. Y'all ain't gonna do nothing to him. Okay, well then I'll come out. You know what I'm saying? It's that. So in terms
Your
of
wife
what Smooth was
chose to
saying,
open her legs.
Yeah,
And that's my thing. Like you gonna run to the public or run to that shit and make it happen like that. You know, it's different if it was other circumstances involved.
Then he gonna
but
stay
your
with
wife chose this. For him to know where you stay, your wife invited him over, gave him the address. I can guarantee you that. You know what I'm saying? So for you to, I understand your feelings involved. You know what I'm saying? But that's some hoe ass shit that you gonna out all this. And your wife chose this path.
She pushing up on him.
You get what I'm saying? Your wife chose this path, and you know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
But I mean, at the same time, this had to come to a head. And the reason that I say that is because it's a conflict of interest there. We work in the same organization. If I'm the VP and you the coach, I got some sway in terms of like what I can do and different things like that. So I mean, it had to come out eventually. Like this man has smashed your wife, and you got to come in there and look at him every day at work. Or in contract negotiations and different things like that. You know what I'm saying? At every game.
That's true. But that's something you handle behind. I wouldn't want the world to know that.
I agree. But how do you handle that behind closed doors?
I'd have handled that behind closed doors.
What, you gonna fight?
I'd have. Nah, I wouldn't.
Yes.
Being me, but we'd have.
I'm talking live TV.
No. You know they had them private meetings. You know when you go to big ass rooms, they got that room with that big ass. You have a meeting with ownership. You get what I'm saying? You bring them two in. Hey, bro, I know this. I got this right here. You know what I'm saying? Like
compensate me.
We gonna
first
off we gotta throw these hands right here. Ain't no cameras in because when they doing the meetings, ain't no cameras in there. There's only the people in there.
But what if he a pipsqueak? Because whatchamacallit, Ime is an athlete.
I don't care.
He didn't play. He didn't play pro ball. Like
I don't care nothing about that.
What
Ain't
do
no
like
rules in
5'6", 120.
Ain't no rules in fighting. If you got to kick him in his nuts to make it happen, you got to make it happen, baby.
But if he ain't never had a fight in his life,
Hey, that ain't the man she should have been with.
oh my god,
She chose her path.
Hey,
can't even protect
all
the
I'm
crib.
saying is what I wouldn't have handled it that way because I look like a damn fool, and that's one thing. My name is not gonna be out here looking like no damn fool. We're not doing that.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So I'd have handled it behind closed door with everybody that needed to know. If it get outside of this, somebody talking. We'd have had NDAs on the table. Mm-hmm. This would have never hit public. This would have never hit the team. The team wouldn't have knew this.
Right.
It'd have been only the people in this office knows this. You get what I'm saying? And that's how we'd have kept it. We'd have solved it right there that day.
See, that's why I think they try to roll it out that way. Because at first they weren't trying to give up the intel on who it was. They weren't trying to give up the intel. They just said, hey, he had consensual sex with a woman in the organization and he is being penalized for it. But, again, they should have had more wherewithal to know. People going to do digging.
But I think my bad, I'm going to cut you off.
Nah,
but
you good.
this the reason, I think they intentionally put consensual out because they didn't want people to assume other allegations.
Pay to play. All
Yeah.
that.
So at least they just put that.
Quid pro quo. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I mean, another question in terms of the punishment. Do y'all feel like it was just a year suspended from the team?
No.
I'm gonna say no.
I think it's too much.
But I get it. But I guess it's you fraternizing with your coworker.
Bro, no, fool. I don't. It's consensual, dog. It ain't fraternizing if it's consensual. You know what I'm saying?
That's the same.
And I ain't got no sway over this woman. She came to me.
But I get it because business decision
She came
come
to
into
me
play.
butt naked, like, God damn, what up?
You put it in, and you can sway her. She sway you, whatever. Like,
and on top of that, he's with Nia Long. Let's not skip over that aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
So but in terms of the suspension, I don't think it was worthy of a year, especially not in the position they are now. Like, you got to think about what's going to be best for the organization. Fact is, we fresh out of the championship. We lost, but we was fresh out of the championship, and we was looking to be right back there this year. Now we're gonna get rid of the head coach was a big part of the reason we there over something like this. Mm-hmm. So basically, we gonna put the VP's ego ahead of this franchise being successful. That's where it's kind of jaded for me. Now, if y'all want to suspend them for 20 games, something like that,
right.
All right.
Right.
But the whole season, no.
Then on top of that, this decision could mess with your players. Could mess with your star players. They might want out.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of shit that come with that. I understand the situation, but you got to understand everything that's going to hit when you put that in front of this.
Yep.
So I don't know if y'all saw, but Friday, Matt Barnes came out and said it's a little deeper than what we think it is.
When I seen that,
ugly.
that's how I knew some type of extortion is involved.
Mm-hmm.
If it's ugly and it's deeper than that, somewhere some extortion wanted to be involved. So they got in front of it. That's the only reason why I said that. When I seen the Matt Barnes shit, I was like, oh, okay, it was gonna get dirty. Somebody was gonna leak out some videos and pictures and shit like that. So the team had to get in front of it.
But because he was on his side.
Yeah,
so that's what I'm saying.
He came out defending him hard.
So I don't know. He didn't.
He backtracked.
He backtracked. So I mean, I don't know. I do want to know, but I don't want to know.
And you see how he knew somebody called him and knew the situation?
Yeah.
That's why I said I would have handled it to where we'd have had NDAs in there too. Only people would have knew this was the people in that room.
Then
the owner and the person that took the pictures with me. And I'd have had him in there too to sign the NDA.
Right.
Don't nobody supposed to know this outside this room. You know what I'm saying? So how do we handle this going forward?
But
you get what I'm saying? Now I look ugly. Now he look crazy. No matter what's going on, bro, you look crazy. People looking at you stupid. You get what I'm saying? Now you're alone looking crazy.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, too many people in here getting damaged over your wife making her own decisions, bro. So that's all I'm saying. That's why I'm like, it was gonna get ugly if the team didn't put it out. So
And then too, just in Phoenix, the owner,
Oh,
he didn't get suspended. I mean, he only got suspended.
He was in a prostitution
For
ring
a
or
year.
something like
Yeah,
that.
he was in prostitution. Yeah, they forced him to sell his team though.
But yeah.
he got his team up for sale right now.
Right. So I was using that. I was about to use that as an example. So you only suspend him for a year for what he did versus what Ime did.
Nah, but
it was consensual.
But the NBA was over one of them suspensions, and the Boston Celtics was over another one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's totally different.
That's why it was different. You know what I'm saying?
You're right. So this was a Boston suspension thing.
All this
not the league.
Because the league was like, man, I don't care about that.
Right.
Oh, it was cool. She said consensual, everything good. All right.
You're right.
We
You're
to
right
push
about that.
forward.
Okay. I feel that. Okay.
All right, man. We're gonna keep this thing moving, man. It was a clip that was sent to us. I felt like was pretty dope. It's a bunch of older gentlemen having a conversation about whether or not men are reaping what they sow when it comes to commitment. I'll play it. I want to get y'all a take on what these gentlemen had to say.
Do men really have commitment issues in everything in their life? Like with women, relationships, keeping jobs, is there a issue with men and commitment?
Here's the myth. If you were to look at the data today, dealing with brothers, the data says men commit more than women. That's the data, right? So sisters are opting not to get married. They figure
they just started that because we did that to them.
Yeah, probably. But there's been a switch. So brothers are wanting to commit. Sisters are not necessarily wanting to commit today.
Do you think it's the roosters coming home to roost when it comes down to us because now we're reaping what we sow with these women?
Absolutely.
And that's why they're playing the game better than
they playing it too.
They collect numbers.
Yeah, man.
Then they play the role real good. Mm-hmm. And then the crazy part about it, they will even know that y'all two was boys and will play dumb like they
don't know.
Yeah.
They know the game.
They're marriable. Do men...
Thoughts? Do y'all feel like men created this dysfunction that we see in women today?
It's been going on for years. Girls have been fucking their man's friends for years. This for decades.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like this ain't nothing new. You know, just go ask our grandmothers and mothers out here who they know got kids for brothers and best friends and how people ain't cool with each other, bro. It's stories we will never know.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying? This has been going on forever. This ain't nothing new. It's just new people. The game is the same. Like, come on, man.
But speaking to the broader sense of what he was saying about women's, lack of willingness to commit, do y'all feel like men played a role in that being the case that it is today?
Nope. That's just this new age of feminism stuff, the hot girl summer, the what you call that, the sexual liberation, all those movements. That's what's damaged these women out here because they making them seem, and it's women doing it. Oh, you can just live free, do what you want. Do what these men are doing, ladies. Go out there, have sex with this man and this man and that man. And live your life and da-da-da. Mm-hmm. We are not the same, baby. We are not the same. You have different repercussions than we do. That's just what it is. It's not fair, but it's just how life is. We always talk about it, man. It is a double standard, but it just is what it is. Like, a woman doesn't want. It's crazy because a lot of times a woman will want a man that's sought after. We know that. When it's the opposite for men, men don't want a woman that's just super well known out here like that. We rather a woman, hardworking woman that's low in the cut, and she fine, whatever. She do all the things that we need, works for our relationship. That's the woman I want. Mm-hmm. She know how to be quiet. She know how to listen to me. She give me great advice. She's my soundboard, bouncing good ideas. She's able to, really pay attention to the details. Mm-hmm. And that's how she adds value to your life. And then however you add value to her life, what I'm saying? Whatever that is, because, everybody gonna be different. But it's just those basic things I think that men look for, but women feel as if they can do the exact same when that's not the case. You can't.
I would say yes, in terms of are men reaping what they've sown? Yeah, because again, it's like I say all the time, you cannot give men credit for being leaders and not place a legitimate amount of blame on them when dysfunction is happening in the society that we're leading. Right. So I think women have learned a lot of their habits that they move around with today from us because it done been done to them.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? In terms of men not willing to commit and, men out here cheating on their wives and all types of shit like that. Like this is now of course we've been cheating forever, but it's a uptick in it, and it's an uptick in women's lack of willingness, to be committed because they scared of getting played. Mm-hmm. So why are they scared of being played? Because men have been playing women forever. You know what I'm saying? So I think we got to take some culpability in that. All culpability, no. Because that's just like me living in a household. If I'm living in a household with, two niggas that rob banks, me deciding to go rob a bank, it's not their fault. I still have free will. I can make my own decisions to do what I want, and especially the fact that I know it's wrong. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because you know how that man playing you made you feel. You know what I'm saying? So now you out here doing other dudes the same way. So there is some culpability that has to be on them. But in terms of, the phrase that they made, like are men reaping what they've sown in terms of the dysfunction of relationships and women not wanting to commit and women feeling like, I'm what they call it, alpha female and, masculine, and I don't need no man for nothing and blah, 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 blah. You got to understand, where does these things come from? And it's not just government, because I be hearing that a lot in this space. Mm-hmm. It's government, incentivize this and incentivize that. Yeah, but, we're gonna speak on that. Those things did play a role, but if we're going to speak on that, we got to speak on the fact that, men back in the day putting their hands on women, with different families across the tracks, and he died, and 2-3 other kids that you ain't know about show up at the funeral. These things been happening forever. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So again, if I'm leading, the people that are following me, they learning, whether it's blatant or whether it's subconscious, and eventually they gonna take on some of those traits. So men have to take some kind of blame now, some kind of culpability, but not all.
It's crazy. I see you right. People do blame the government and all that type of shit. But my thing is, I'm like, is that y'all standard of woman? Because I'm not talking to nobody that's depending on government assistance. I ain't never been nobody doing nothing great on government assistance ever. I don't know that. So if that's your caliber of person, that says a lot about you. But anyway.
But see, Smooth, I don't even necessarily think that it may be that actual woman. I think a lot of times it'll be programming. Because she may have come from a household where her mama was doing that.
Yeah, that's true.
What I'm saying? Now, she out here getting to that bag herself now, but the programming is still there. I don't need a man for nothing programming.
Yeah, that is
true. That's where the issue
is that what I was going to say? I'm glad you said that. Mm-hmm. Is that our generation's fault or they daddies? Our daddies' generation.
It's our grandfather's generation fault.
It ain't my fault. You get what I'm saying? Because I had no say of man shit in that era of this shit. So, I understood what we grew up in.
Right.
And all that type of shit that I understand. Like, there was a lot of single mothers and women having to figure it out and government assistance and all that. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm.
So we're reaping from what our grandfathers,
our daddies and their daddies. Definitely. So we're reaping what they sowed.
Yeah, definitely. And which is why it's always funny, sitting on a lot of these panels and, watching a lot of these podcasts where these older men are out here complaining about women. Well, it speaks to y'all's leadership. Just be honest here. Like, it was a point in time, especially in the 80s, to where, dads wasn't in the house, but they was in jail for selling drugs or being drug addicts or whatever the case may be. All of these things happened. Sure, we was in poverty. Sure, whatever. We could tie it to whatever excuse that we want to.
Still had choices.
I can't even say that. That's one thing. But my pop, from what I know about my pop, he ain't never been to jail. Yeah, he wasn't there.
Because everybody, you still
like,
had
it was
choices.
just that era of men. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they just didn't want to be there for whatever reason they chose and all that type of shit. They just didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
So I get what women had to go through, and you watching your mama struggle, you know what I'm saying? And this was big on the Section 8 era back in the day because women didn't have the opportunities. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Even with the degrees they was getting, you get what I'm saying? In a sense, they wouldn't get the opportunity to utilize that degree.
Facts.
You get what I'm saying? So now we have an era of women that they empowered. You get what I'm saying? They like, shit, I'm not going to be my mom's. Mm-hmm. Right? When your mom's was just a victim of her time. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to say most, but some of y'all, your mother was just a victim of her time. You get what I'm saying? Everything is about time in this life. You get what I'm saying? So when I look at shit like that, yeah, it's our daddies and their grandfather's fault. And now we looking at the women like, damn, I just wish she was just a little here, a little there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with that too, but yes, 1,000%.
Because some women do take it overboard, though. Some women do take it. Come on.
And some stuff, because of that, some men that did or try to have a voice, they got cut off or like other different things because we try to raise awareness or try to correct our wrongdoings, but it's like, shit, what you saying don't matter. But then if it's a woman saying like the exact same thing, then she's a pick-me, she pandering or something like that. So like right now, it's a real tough time. You can't be honest like you should be. You can't have those real conversations. They say you can, but then it's like, oh my God, how dare you speak truth like that? How that cuts too deep. Mm-hmm. Well, shit, sometimes the shit that we need to talk about is deep. It gets deep. It's going to hurt some feelings. So until you deal with that, we won't get nowhere.
And we living in a society where no one wants to be average. No one wants to be average. Everybody want to be here with the shit. That's just not the reality of life. That's not how this society is ever going to work. You got to have worker rats and you got to have owners. It's going to be way more worker rats than it's going to be owners.
Yeah.
Way more. But everybody want to be here when we talking 80% of the field is middle of the pack. Right. So you got a tier of women, you get what I'm saying, that's looking at the top tier of men and all of them want that same guy and they won't settle for average.
Yeah.
And then they start complaining because they looking at the top like, why he don't want me? Or why is he acting like that? Well, he got 100 of you chasing him. The middle of the pack guy, he's a virgin. That's the life they got. So.
Yeah, man. I think it's, also as y'all talking, I'm just thinking, in terms of fixing it, in terms of getting it right. And, Kevin Samuels in this whole 2020 COVID situation and shed a light on it at a grand scale. But, it's like O said, like a lot of times these men will be bringing this up and it'll be true. It'll be facts, but they don't want to hear it. But I think the issue with why they don't want to hear it is because oftentimes in these discussions, a lot of them are one way. In terms of, women are just dysfunctional, women are doing this wrong, women are, letting men smash, and, it's all on the woman because she got access to sex and this, that, and the third. Like, you rarely, like that clip was the first clip that I've heard in about 2 years of men saying, you know what, man, maybe we created an environment to where we done created these type of women.
Y'all niggas did.
You know what I'm saying? So, I feel like if the conversations was more balanced like that, which is why I love our platform so much, is because we gonna give it to you real from both sides. It's not gonna be it's all women's fault. And we guilt free in this bitch. Like, all we doing is just going around doing what we do. You know what I'm saying? So,
guilt free.
But, I think to make progress, like, culpability has to be, accountability, which we love to throw that word around in terms of women. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to how societal structure is today, you don't hear a lot of men taking accountability for that. Like I said, they're going to blame government. They're going to blame, women for being single mothers and this, that, and the third. But again, you cannot on one end say we are the leaders of this society. And men and women, we are not equal. We are not on the same level. Y'all are beneath us and blah, 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 blah. Like, y'all are useless. If we was in primitive times and we had to build houses with our hands and hammers, and y'all wouldn't be able to do nothing, right? So if women are this useless and are this beneath y'all, then you have to take culpability for the conditions of society today because you didn't lead well. And that's what the truth of this shit is. Mm-hmm. the generations of men before us did not lead well.
They fell for everything.
And here we are. You know what I'm saying? So now it's a situation where it's like, because they didn't lead well, we getting these, you know, masculine type of women that men are complaining about today. Well, again, you played a big role in that. So you got to lean into that and you got to accept that. And I think if we approach that with that type of mindset in these conversations, that we can make some progress. Because it's just like being on these panels. You'll have dudes that'll be, you know, debating a woman and they'll be just egregious, you know what I'm saying? Straightforward, disrespectful, blah, blah, blah. And then you wonder why the women is not listening. They tuning that shit the fuck out. I'm not going to sit there and let you insult me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Even though what the context or the theory of what you're saying may be true. But you insult me in the process of having a conversation. So I don't want to hear nothing you saying in comparison to somebody that's going to sit down and talk to you like this or talk to you how we talk. You know what I'm saying? That's going to give you that, hey, look, man, you know what I'm saying? This is what y'all doing wrong. It is what it is. But not saying that we, you know, guiltless in this shit. Like, we play a role in it. But the end goal is for us to be together. Like, and that's what be confusing with a lot of these conversations is I don't know if niggas' end goal is to prove who's more wrong or for us to be together. But I thought it was us to be together. At least that's what Kevin Samuels' goal was. But, you know, he done spawned a lot of speakers, different, relationship experts that are more concerned with being right than being together. So, that being the case, I don't know how much progress we're going to make.
Get twisted a whole lot.
Of course.
You get what I'm saying? Like, you see a lot of men, they take his message and say, oh, nah, you got to be this particular woman for men to want you. That's not what he's saying. That's not what he's saying. He was asking dress sizes and weight for a particular type of man. You want this particular type of man? Well, you got to look this specific way. That's not for all men, just this section of men.
Right.
That's what he was saying. But you get men on these on this YouTube shit and this, I don't know what they call it, manosphere shit.
Yeah.
They try to twist his words up and say all men want this. Right. All men do not want that. Because it's men out here married to bigger women. You know what I'm saying? The women that got big careers and big mouths and all that shit there. You know what I'm saying? It's men out here married to women that don't say too much. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's a whole spectrum of things, but he was specifically speaking on the top 5% of men, right? And black men, that dumbs down to like the top 2% of black men, because most of the time he was only talking to black women. You know what I'm saying? So all of them, you want this particular type of guy. He made it where this is what you shooting for, but you don't look the part. You get what I'm saying? Everything else after that, bro, like, come on, man. Come on.
And the wild part is the underlying message of that is he telling men to boss up out here.
Yep.
Go get to that bag. Like, because he gave the same message in reverse. If you want a Rihanna, you want a Beyonce, but you 300 pounds, 5'2", making $20,000 a year. That's not realistic.
She not even gonna speak to you.
Exactly.
She not even gonna speak to you. You gonna look like a janitor in her eyes. That's just how it works.
And just in terms of commanding the respect and the commanding, you follow my lead and be cooperative. But nigga, if you ain't accomplished nothing in your life, what is she following? So that was a lot of the underlying message, man. Boss up, get your resume together, get to a point to where these women, you know what I'm saying, are gonna respect your leadership. But if you out here underachieving, ain't no woman gonna respect that except a woman that's, less than, or a woman that got confidence issues.
And I see a lot of women that hated his message about that, and they was also getting confused because they was like, they shooting for that same type of man.
Right.
But you don't. She may not have looked the parts. You know what I'm saying? She may her mouth and the way she thought about it might not been what that type of man would be looking for. Yeah, you may be fine, but you a bimbo. That man is not going to choose you. You may be something that man may want to smash, but long-term relationship commitment, you will never get that. And that's all he was preaching. And a lot of women hated him for that. And I hate that our society of black people these days, we hate the real.
But claim to be real.
We want the messy shit, but when somebody giving you the real shit, you would rather hang with somebody, our generation would rather hang with somebody that's super fucking messy than hang with somebody that's going to keep it 1,000 with you and push you to be great. That's what I see.
So I have a question. Since we are a solution-based podcast, so we know a lot of mistakes especially as men, I'm mostly talking about men, we make a lot of mistakes when we're young. You know, having babies, you know, at, 17, 18, 19, things like that. Okay. And we're supposed to be leaders and supposed to be teaching these young men how to be leaders. However, we also understand that they are young men. So if I'm, on the football team, or you in, student council or something like that, where you got, some litness behind you, you got some weight, or even just associated with the weight, you know what I'm saying? People in fraternities, things like that. So how would you try to teach them, preach to them about keeping their head on their shoulders and making better decisions when you have women after you constantly? Like, because when you're young, it's hard to, because like you being 18, the being out there and being real promiscuous and things like that, like it's fun when you're younger, but when you get older, you want that connection. You want to be able to build with somebody. You want to be able to actually get up with the person and make breakfast and go to breakfast, whatever, stuff like that in the morning. When you're younger, you're just trying to smash, get out of there. So how do you, because that's where a lot of damage comes from too, in them early 20s, mid 20s, late teens. So how do you help a young man prevent, those roadblocks and stuff down the road?
What I'll say about a young man in our society, in the black community, right? We don't think legacy early like the other people do, right? The other people, you know what I'm saying? They don't have these real crazy cases of 2-3 kids and they 19, 20. You know what I'm saying? Or before they even found out what they're going to do for a living and all these type of things, right? So we need to start preaching to these young black men, bro. Like, where do you see your legacy? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you plan on, like, leading? Like, how does your leadership look? Because leadership is hard when you got to deal with 2 kids from 2 different baby mamas.
At 19.
You get what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
Even when you're 30, that's hard because they both getting 2 different messages. They moms is 2 different people. You get what I'm saying? No matter how much you can be there, they still live with their moms. You get what I'm saying? So that's one thing. The second thing is, if you plan on leading a family, why don't you show obviously you leading a family, that means you're going to have kids. Why don't you show your kids the right way to do it? I ain't going to say the right way, you know what I'm saying? But the route of least resistance way. And the route of least resistance is, I'm going to have one wife. I'm going to have me a family under, not even one wife, but whatever you choose. You can, because polys out here and all that type of shit. But the route of least resistance, like, this is what my leadership is. Goddamn me, this is how I lead. I am great at this way. You get what I'm saying? But also teach your kids, hey, there are other ways of doing it. But us being all over the place, us being baby fathers and not even want to deal with this woman and all that, not even want to deal with the kids, us halfway being dads and all that, picking our careers over our kids and all that and leaving them out here. What do you think your kid gonna do? How do you think your kid is gonna grow up? Right? Because most people that come from single family homes are most people in jail, most people that commit murders, you get most people that join gangs, especially with men. Goddamn me, we on the streets faster. All that is a detriment to our community, right? So I would ask a young man if I'm talking to a young man 19, 20 years old and he's out here doing this thing, my first question would be, how do you want your legacy to be? And what is your leadership style? If you can't give me those 2 answers, you're not no man yet. And you don't understand what this world really is.
All right. But yeah, to answer the question, how do you swing the pendulum? I think it's gonna take making being in a relationship fashionable. You gotta make that cool. The same way that it's been, put all over TVs and movies for man to be a player and a man to do this and a man to do that. And, along with the toolers that we got growing up, that kind of caters to men going out here and just being reckless, just smashing whatever, not really valuing relationships. Like men literally view relationships as a jail sentence, prison sentence.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh man, you about to hang up the jersey, you in handcuffs. You know what I'm saying? So just the premise of being in a relationship alone, you know, it just has a negative connotation. I feel like that has to change. But how is it going to change? It's going to take the right people, because messenger is important here. For one, you need to be living it when you're telling these people. And that's, you know, one thing about young dudes, you know, you could be giving them all the advice in the world, and it could be valuable advice. But if he don't respect where you are in life, he ain't gonna want to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's just like, you know, somebody been divorced 3 times telling me the importance of legacy and the importance of a relationship. Well, I mean, it's like, all right, OG, I hear you. But nah, I'm going to do my thing, because clearly your way ain't working. You know what I'm saying?
It was their fault. It was their fault.
And it could have been 3 times. But I mean, at the end of the day, like, you got to be living what it is you preaching. And a lot of these dudes is not living what they preaching. So it's going in one ear and out the other. Now, if it's a dude in the neighborhood that young man looks up to and he respects, and he coming up to him, and he got 20 years in the you know, a marriage, successful marriage in the tank. He got bread, he got a nice car, he got this, and he coming to that same young dude you talking about, telling him, hey bro, you wanna know how I got all this? My woman played a valuable role in me getting it. It wasn't just me. Because let's be honest here, most successful men, most rich men, I think it's 90% of them are married currently. So in order for that man to be out here making these moves, he has to have a legitimate woman that's keeping him grounded, that's keeping him, you know what I'm saying, whatever. So, but that message, that notion is not priest enough. It's not. You know, men supposed to be, you know, we machine-like I always say, get up and go get it. You don't need nobody. You get it on your own. You do this, you do that. So again, bad tutelage is what a lot of these young dudes is getting, and we got to go bump our head, go get a chick pregnant, go, you know, break 20 chicks hard, go catch a STD because we ain't wrapping up while we out here doing this, to learn, wait a minute, all this shit is really the same. All these women I'm hitting, I could hit 20 different women. They are all essentially the same. Now, it's going to be 1 or 2 that's going to step out and be a little more extra than others. But
God,
I ain't talking about that. But generally,
God, give it talent.
Like I said, God, give it talent is crazy. But, you know what I'm saying, generally, they going to all be the same. So you don't really, you know, get as much fulfillment the more you do it. It's just like, you know, your favorite dessert. You could love apple pie to death, but if you eat it every day for 10 years, it ain't gonna taste the same. It's not gonna, you know, be as much of a privilege to eat, much of a prize. It's the same thing we're running through women.
Shit, fuck 10 days. Fuck 10 years, 10 days.
Right.
Every day for 10 days.
It's just honest, you know what I'm saying?
So you want peach cobbler.
Right. So, you know what I'm saying? Just to answer the question, I mean, I think, you know, we gotta make relationships fashionable again, because they are not fashionable. A man having a roster is fashionable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, and again, I think it speaks to people that are in successful marriages not speaking out as much as they should, which we done covered this, you know, as well. You know, you only hear the bad reviews. If you ever go try to book a trip at a hotel, 90% of the comments are bad. You know what I'm saying? Because those are going to be the most people that's going to be the loudest when they speak out. You know what I'm saying? The people that enjoy themselves, oh, I'm at the resort doing my thing. Boom, I'm gone. Now, unless they like
no reviews like that.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is. It's the same thing with relationships. All we ever hear growing up is failures.
Yep.
And from people who failed and speaking passionately about failing. Man, if I can go back, man, I'll never get back. I've just been out here on my. So again, as a young dude, we hearing that. And it's just like, damn, the relationship is that bad? All right, well, I ain't in no rush to get in one. I'm going to take my time.
Man? You know, I don't think I said a part of this, but I don't think I said it like this. But I don't think, like, our black community of men don't understand the power that a woman gives you.
Oh, hell no.
Woman gives you, like your wife gives you.
Hell no.
I don't think we understand that. You get what I'm saying? Like, you can move heaven on earth when you got a woman around you, bro. You get what I'm saying? You can also do it by yourself. That is true. But it's gonna be much harder. Much harder than than it need to be. If you got your woman and goddamn me, y'all both on the same mission, goddamn same message, same beliefs, everything, shit is gonna be easier for you. And you're not gonna be as stressed doing it. I think we don't understand the power a woman, what the woman gives you. Not just like any woman can be a woman, but the woman gives you, your wife gives you. That's what I think our community of black men don't understand.
Thing is, you know why, bro? It's the structure involved, man. I mean, and this is an analogy that I would use, right? We done all been to college. When you studying at home, it's way harder to be productive than when you go into that library where it's structured, or when you remove yourself from, you know, having the freedom to just do whatever you want to do.
Your comfort.
Right? Your comfort zone is you're gonna be way more productive because you're gonna be focused. And that's what a woman provides you. The woman, let me rephrase, provides you is that structure. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she checking to see where your ass is at when you ain't caught, when she ain't heard from you all day, or it's, you know, you supposed to be going out, midnight hit, she called and see where you at. And at the time you may think, damn, this is annoying to me. But then you again be in a relationship for a little ways, and you look back and like, damn, she probably saved me from doing a lot of stupid shit that I just wasn't supposed to be doing. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And because I didn't want to hear her mouth. So let me go home, let me do what I got to do. But then you'll realize that you accomplished your goal faster than you would have if you was just out with no structure at all, just doing what you wanted to do. Just like, speaking about rosters and shit like that. Like, a man gonna be way less productive if he's just dealing with 20 different women. Whenever I feel like, you know, I'm hitting them up, they hitting me up, so I got to respond to text. I got to, you know, all of this. You spend a lot of time doing that. In comparison to you being in a relationship with the woman who's on the same page with you and actually adding and helping you get to where you're going. Them 20 women don't give a damn about you meeting your, you know, goals or anything like that. As long as you got the bread now, or you got the status now, she good with that. She ain't adding nothing to it. Mm-hmm. She's taking away from it, actually. Or they're taking away from it. But your woman, your wife, is going to be helping you build toward it. Mm-hmm. So that's why you'll get there much faster. So that's just the analogy I was thinking about.
I like that. Okay. I was just curious, wanted to know from y'all boys' perspective. Because I think that's where it starts too. Like, not just in our 30s, late 20s, like high school. Like, you need to have your head on straight. Because, like, you know, you'll hear it, but it goes in one ear out the other. Right. You're like, yeah, I'm young. No, I got time. Like, that's really what you be thinking. I got time to mess up. But people even say you can mess up, you can make mistakes. But some mistakes are more costly than others.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the point.
All mistakes don't weigh the same.
That's the sentence they don't put behind it. You can make mistakes and they stop right there.
That's it.
But they don't say, hey, before you leave though, every mistake don't weigh the same.
Right.
Facts.
Right. Like, we need, on the low key, like, do's and don'ts. You know what I'm saying?
You need to understand, like, the mistakes that'll really set you back and the mistakes that you can learn from.
Exactly.
It's a big difference from the two. Because some mistakes gonna set you back and you gonna learn from. But it's gonna set you back more than what you learned.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's what we need to understand.
Yep.
That's real, man. On that note, man, we're gonna get into quick hits brought to us by Beat Box.
Damn me.
Shout out to the plug, If you ain't went out there and bought it, you ain't went out there and tried it yet, you missing out.
Goddamn you.
I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Y'all be watching the lives. Y'all see it out. You know, all the panel members got beatbox now. Everybody in there, man, I got beatbox was hidden, man. It only took 2 of them. The pink lemonade is good. The fruit punch is good. You seeing all these reviews, man. We ain't selling
and it's going to get you right.
That's real. But
to help out, too, whatever you want to mix it with, you know, like peach, get something, a peach drink, something like that, a little Sprite, something like that. Add like a little shot of tequila in there. Thank me later.
Yeah.
It's going to be lit, baby. I'm telling you.
It's real rough. All right, man. We're going to get into this first one. This is a situation to where a young lady has a man and, you know, they have kids and, you know, she gets evicted or they get evicted. Right. So she, you know, of course, calls her mom, lets her mom know the story, this, that, and the third. Right. But as she's telling her mom the story, you know, her mama like, yeah, you and the kids can come, but that man can't come live in my house. Right. So, of course, she takes issue to that. So I'm going to play this clip and I want to get y'all take on, you know, what she validated and what she was saying.
Do y'all want This is pathetic on his behalf.
Where else I'm gonna go?
Nobody said.
Where else I'm gonna go, Sierra?
We're trying to figure this out. We're trying to figure this out.
I understand we're trying to figure it out, but I don't understand why Ms. Lee not letting me stay here. Like, where's your reasoning for I really can't stay, but everybody else can stay? What you think I'm gonna do?
Well, maybe get a job and start getting money saved so that y'all can get
Okay, but I have to have somewhere to sleep so I can go to a job. Like, I don't have nowhere to sleep because you're not letting me stay here. I'm confused why I can't stay here.
You're gonna. So it's not. What do you?
She doesn't need to explain herself.
It's Sean or.
Yeah, what is the issue? Please let us know.
Well, this is not the first time things has been out of secret. Stop. I'm just saying. What?
He's literally blaming her mom because he failed his family.
Better decisions.
So the better decision is for me to be outside. Okay.
All like that. You have to listen to her.
I am listening, but I'm confused. Because it's like not making no sense to me why I'm got to sleep outside. This is what I'm trying to get to you, Sierra, and you ain't behind me right now at all. Like
I am. I'm trying to get you to be able to stay. If you be quiet and just listen, I'm trying to get you to be able to say. She's telling us she's talking, and you keep interrupting her.
Like because she ain't into the point. Like.
Thoughts?
That's the men that women complain about. But that's every man's fault. That's what most women deal with right here. Right? But a real man, such as myself and these men on these panels, bro, going to my mom's crib or her mom's crib is out the fucking question. It's out the question. That ain't even nothing to discuss. Right? And even if that is the case, I know for sure I'm not going there. You know what I'm saying? Because I got shit to do. I got to hustle. I can't afford to sleep. If I'm in that position, I can't afford to sleep.
That's real.
That's just real, bro.
So he don't have a job.
Don't have a job. This ain't the first time it happened.
Was staying with her people.
Staying with her people.
Got several kids.
Got some kids. You get what I'm saying? Yeah.
Thing is, he want to stay with her people, but
he want to stay.
Her mom was like, no. She say, my daughter and y'all kids can
and
stay.
And then on top of that, look, in that same video, the woman is condoning this behavior.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to get you to stay if you just be quiet.
The woman is condoning this behavior.
You keep talking.
You get what I'm saying? Instead of telling that boy, hey, that y'all shouldn't even been in there. You should have said, hey, boy, you got to go figure this out. I can go stay with my moms and all that type of stuff there, and then we can get on that grizzy. You know what I'm saying? I got a place to lay my head. You gonna have to figure it out.
Facts.
Put it together. You know what I'm saying? But for you to try to argue with her moms because she don't want to let you stay in her house that she pay all the bills at.
Come on, man.
You get what I'm saying? Like, come on. And you talking crazy in there.
I'm supposed to go look for a job.
You talking with some attitude. You
driving her car.
Even if it is the case that she gonna let you stay, boy, you supposed to talk with so much empathy in your voice. All that she ain't getting to the point. Boy, I'd have kicked you out. Boy, I'd have pulled that pistol on you, boy. Playing with me in my house like this, boy. You get like, but this was what women accept, bro. And then years down the line, or even if they broke up the next week, all men ain't shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But this is what you choosing to deal with.
Never ever.
3 kids deep.
You get what I'm saying? She is choosing to deal with a man that put 3 kids in you and y'all fucking homeless. You homeless.
It's insane. Oh, that's really insane, though. Wow.
And this right here, this is why I got married early. I don't want to have to deal with none of that, bro. I don't have to. No, I know I'm a hustle. I need a woman that's gonna just be under my program, help me hustle, right? And y'all in that situation, y'all ain't helping each other. Y'all ain't helping each other.
I am befuddled.
Because y'all got 3 kids. That kid looked like it was like 5 years old. Yeah. So y'all been together, in my opinion, from what that child looked, 5 years. You mean to tell me y'all been losing for 6-7 years? Because y'all ain't had no kids at first. Y'all been losing for that long. Y'all don't need to be together. Obviously, it don't work. Obviously. And it sounds funny and fucked up. But that's the truth, dog. And it's a plethora of situations that's like what this woman just was saying on this video, bro. Y'all gonna see the video. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a plethora of situations that's like that. And then when y'all leave this situation after 3 kids, all men is to blame. And then you want another man to step in and be a father figure to all 3 of them kids and be a man to you. That's 3 extra kids he gotta feed. This is the math on. This is what the men be putting the math on. That's 3 kids I gotta feed. That's 3 miles.
Overnight.
Right?
Overnight.
That's 3 kids I'm gonna have to feed. Plus I gotta feed you. That's 4 people. I ain't counting myself. Right? If I want to be with you, I want my own family too. So that mean I want a kid with you or 2. Right? That's 2 more people. That's 6 people.
It's diapers.
You know what I'm saying?
Clothes.
That diaper, all that. I gotta buy clothes for all these kids for you. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully you helping me. Hopefully you at work.
We never
and all
going
that.
out to eat.
Yeah, never. You know what I'm saying? Like this is the bind you put other men in, right? When you leave the baby daddy that wasn't shit and all that type of stuff, because in my opinion, he gonna be a bum forever.
Facts.
He ain't gonna never get it right. We just gonna keep that a bean unless he hit the lottery or something. And he ain't got enough money to even play the lottery, so get that out there.
Play the lottery.
You know what I'm saying? That's just real, dog. Like this is the bind that people in. Like, yeah, he's sorry, right? But you been knowing he was sorry. Why have a baby with him?
Because she was in love, Smooth.
And that's crazy. You let love predict your whole life. You let love blind you for your whole life. I'm not doing that. I'm not gambling my legacy, my lifestyle, and what I want. You get what I'm saying? Because obviously your lifestyle right now is being a bum. Both of y'all.
Really?
He can't even teach the kids nothing. I hope you ain't letting them discipline them. I can't listen to that kids. None of y'all should be disciplined. Nothing. You should let the grandma do that. That's all I'm saying. Fuck y'all got to teach the kids how to be bum. She the only one got a job. Let her talk.
Like my nigga Big John say, she the wind beneath y'all wings.
You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying, man. Y'all ain't got nothing productive to teach the kids. Matter of fact, y'all do on how to lose. This is how you lose. You want to stay as far away from this as possible.
Damn.
Like, come on, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, I'm just, I'm speechless, man.
Bro.
I'm speechless. It's just nothing in me that would allow that type of scenario to take place.
Ever.
Bro.
Come on. Bro.
Ever. That's no.
Bro.
I'm
he
never
say, what I'm
that.
going to do? Bro, go sell dope weed something. Somebody hit you with a pack of something.
Go hit a lick at least.
Something.
Desperate time
at this
call for
point, you got 3
defamations.
kids, you got a girl. Bro, at this point, I got to do something. I gotta go out. Hey, I gotta go out swinging, man. I can't go out like no sucker begging the grandma, her mama, to live with her.
That's crazy.
Begging her, and you talking crazy. You going out like a straight
begging in front of the kids.
You might as well put a skirt on.
You know what's even more messed up? Is that them little girls seeing this.
Damn, he in front of us.
They up there seeing this. You know what I'm saying? So when they get out and they get into the dating world, what you think they gonna
date a man just like that? Odds is they gonna date a man just like that. That's the odds of this shit.
Struggle love.
Damn. Mm-hmm. And that's how the cycle repeats. You know what I'm saying? Because again, just bad decision making from the beginning, and then
crazy.
You double down, triple down on the bad decision making, and then these kids are growing up seeing this dysfunction, seeing their daddy begging your mama to let her stay there because he can't take care of the family.
Only thing I don't condone is you robbing somebody, bro. But I'll be out here hitting some licks, bro. Selling something, doing something, bro. At the point you at, you ain't even on your knees. You can't afford to be on your knees. You under the ground, bro. You need to go ask for a pack of something or something and get it rolling. You get what I'm saying? Like, golly, bro.
I mean, I know, nigga, McDonald's always hiring.
Bro, like you need to go get some checks, bro. You ain't got time to sleep. You can work at McDonald's first shift.
Something.
You can go to Burger King for the second shift. You can get a part-time job picking up throwing newspapers, and you can sleep for 3 hours or 4 hours. You get what I'm saying? You ain't got time to sleep, bro. That's just real. You know what I'm saying? You got 3 kids and that girl. You need to your focus need to be, let's get an apartment. That need to be your first apartment. That needs to be your primary focus. And if you can't sleep for 6 months, so be it.
The nigga ain't got no overhead costs.
Nothing.
Like what? What the fuck is going? It's a difference between struggling and then like having nothing,
bro.
Like
he don't even have a job, so he ain't even got no. He ain't got 2 pennies to rub together. How he eat? How they eat?
Grandma, what you mean?
If I was grandma, I wouldn't even let him eat in the house. Boy, you can't eat here. Can't do nothing. You can't use the restroom here. You can't breathe in here.
And you gotta go.
You want to
breathe about good air.
You want to see your kids. You want to see these girls. Y'all gotta go on the porch. And my house, my door get locked at 8:00. So anything after 8:01, y'all outside. These kids gotta come in. Hey. At this point, I gotta set. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta set, crucial boundaries.
Yeah, like come on, bro.
Man.
I'm gonna either. I ain't gonna tell my daughter to break up with him and all that type of stuff. But I'm gonna put some shit down to where she gonna make a decision.
It's gonna be difficult.
You know what I'm saying?
To navigate.
You know what I'm saying? And she either gonna say, I'm gonna help this man and make sure we right, or hey boy, hey, we done. We done. That's the way I would make it, bro. Like
messed up part. She done messed the whole market value up. No, she got 3 kids, mom.
You know what I'm saying? So in the way in her mind, I know how she thinking.
Right.
This all I got.
Exactly. Yep.
This all. What man gonna want me after this?
We see it every day.
And then if he do choose to leave you, you gonna be bitter as hell.
Yep.
And in these type of situations, you could tell by the way he talking, the way he moving, and he a bum, so he don't care about how his kids look. We just gonna keep that a bean. He ain't got no job. You ain't got nothing. You got 3 kids. That mean you don't care. So that mean if he leave that situation for real, odds is he not even gonna be around. That's crazy.
All the fast food places, like no job,
nothing.
What?
But that be our issue. Like we be too prideful to go work at that McDonald's. We be too prideful to go work at that Burger King because we feel like, man, that's beneath us. Again,
Be too prideful to go pick up trash.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Coming from a motherfucker that ain't got nothing at all, but you too prideful to go get a job at Walmart or to go, you know what I'm saying, just to do what's necessary to get by. If you got to go from yard to yard and ask to cut their grass, you do what you got to do. But I'm not, me and my 3 kids and my wife, homeless.
We're not doing that. Yeah. We're not doing that.
That is wow, man. Like that is the ultimate failure as a man. Like that, it's nothing.
You let your whole family down.
Yeah, that's it.
You still want your kids to respect you. That be that type of man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's sad, man. Prayers to all parties involved.
I ain't praying on his downfall. I'm sorry.
We're gonna keep this thing moving. This was another clip. Says my current man says I have to stop being friends with my ex. I'm gonna play this clip, man. I want to get y'all take. Hold tight. Let me try to play it one more time.
Friends with my ex-boyfriend. We broke up 4 years ago, and although we didn't work out in a relationship, we remain very good friends. We truly are like best friends, to be honest. Well, I have been dating my current guy for over a year now, and because I never wanted to lie to him, I told him the truth early on in our relationship. He has met my ex at some of my family events because he's still always invited.
Oh, no.
Well, over the weekend, my current boyfriend told me straight to my face, if I want our relationship to continue, I have to end my friendship with my ex. Kendra G, I don't know what to do because I truly do value my friendship with my ex and we truly aren't sexual anymore. Kendra,
I wonder what her response was.
Yo, I was at work. Swear to God, I seen something similar to I'm talking so similar. Mm-hmm. But she was saying the dude was her best friend, right? All right, so the boyfriend, they've been dating for like a year or 2. The boyfriend was like, man, this nigga keep calling. He had her phone, right? So he answered on like the 3rd time the dude called, right? He said, hey, bro, I know you her friend and all that. She say you her friend. She got it in the phone as the friend and all that type of shit. Bro, you fucking my girl, bro. You fucking my girl. And dude was like, dude was like, hey, man, it ain't, you know what I'm saying? Because he answered the phone. No, he called the dude. And the dude answered. He say, what's up, bae? He say, bae? Hey, bro, and that's how they got into the conversation, right? So he say, hey, bro, you fucking my gal. Like, you know what I'm saying? He say, dude on over across the phones like, hey, man, you got to talk to her.
You know what that mean?
You got to talk to your gal. But he kept pressing the issue.
Right.
Right? Why dude say, hey, bro, I don't want to do this Cause he started talking shit to dude. Man, he sent them a video of his gal doing some things. He said, "Don't hang up. I want you to see this. Don't hang up now. Don't hang up." Yeah. That's how he was talking to him, boo. After old boy, they was on the phone for at least 15 minutes. But for at least 13 of them, dude was talking shit to him.
Right.
And then when he sent that video, you just heard his voice crack, fool. You heard his voice crack. That's why that situation like this, off limits. No. All that, coming to family functions and all that, chilling and talking, hanging out.
Ain't no way, boy.
And then on top of that, in that situation, the girl pregnant. The girl pregnant. So what?
Wow, man. It's wow.
This is why them type of things is a no-go. Wow. They be saying men insecure and all that, but we be having proof of why this shouldn't happen.
Never.
My thing is, in her situation, what if your man was still best friends with his ex?
They ain't happen.
You know they ain't flying.
Ain't happen.
But it's different. You didn't always use it, but it's different.
You see, most men, 99% of men, we know better than this. This only come from women. This only come from women.
So it's gonna be hell to pay. You got this girl. Mind you, this is not just a friend. This is your ex. Meaning,
I done had her on the wall.
Come on, man. This man know what your girl tonsils feel like, and you got this man all at the functions, the family functions, still showing up. And what?
No.
You know what?
And don't let your girl be a freak, dog. Well, you know what I'm saying?
Well, you
she
know
like
it,
ass
bro.
ate and all this
That's
type
what you'll
of
be
shit.
thinking about too.
Hey,
everything she done to you, you gonna wonder what she did
and
to
everything
him.
you wanted, she wanted to do to her, bro. This is what this man has done. As soon as you shake his hand, you saying, "Hey, we gonna run train on my gal." That's what you saying, bro. Nah, man.
That's why I can't do it, man.
Nah, man. Hey, fellas, from now on, if something happen like that, the first day you meet dude, swing on him. Swing on him. Right there.
Because he's still
Hit him in the mouth.
Start a relationship. She either gonna leave you or she gonna stop talking to him.
That's disrespectful, dog.
You know what I'm saying? Damn.
Yeah, no. Hell no. But you know what's interesting, man? My boy Ricky, man. Shout out to Ricky Williams Boxing. Y'all make sure y'all tap into YouTube if y'all ain't tapped in. He presented a scenario that kind of like made me look at it a little different. Cause he was talking about his ex-wife, right? And they got kids together. Well, he's with his new wife, you know what I'm saying? So but you know, she cool. They still cool. So cool that the new wife went to go stay at the old wife's crib at one point when he had to go take care of some business or something, you know, happened or whatever the case may be. So in that type of scenario, does that change our view on the whole friendship ex thing, still being friends? Because if she your ex-wife, she gonna be coming to family functions too. Cause those is her kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Graduations.
That's different though.
Right.
That's totally different.
I think it's levels to it.
You know what I'm saying? It's totally different. If it's an ex and y'all ain't got no ties, no kid ties,
No.
then no. But it's an ex and y'all got kids, bro, then yeah, discussions need to be had and sat down with. You get what I'm saying? Because everything got to be kosher. My kid is involved in this shit. You get what I'm saying? If it get ugly for my kid too.
Right.
And I ain't trying to have my kid in the midst of none of this bullshit. So we got to have these conversations. Everybody got to be cool to the point to where people can make calls to each other without me.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So I respect that way. And the way Ricky's relationship with his people set up, hey, I respect it all the way. That's how it's supposed to be.
Now, if we got some friends in common and they just so happen to have a event or something and I see you there, that's different. But inviting you to
that's crazy.
anything that we are part of, my family stuff, no,
I'm cool.
No.
That's insane.
No. Negative. But I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with being, like, if you have a situation like that, that's two mature adults handling the situation right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's so comfortable to where you can have your current wife, you know, link up with her and, you know, whatever goes on. So, yeah, that way is right. But outside of that, I don't know. It's hard. People do it. Some people do it, and it works for some people. So I don't want to say it just.
And that's the way it should be, because something may be going on with you, and you may not be able to go get the kid from school. You call her your man wife Well, your ex-man, wife, hey, bro, like, I'm at work or I got this emergency I gotta go run to. Can you come? Right. Can you go pick up the kid and all that type of shit? Like that shit actually is a great ecosystem when people got their egos in check.
Definitely.
You get what I'm saying? But a lot of situations ain't like Ricky. We're just gonna keep that a beat.
That's facts. That's facts.
Motherfuckers be beefing with each other and all that type of. No, I ain't gonna say. Goofy. That's what I meant to say. Goofy ass shit. So.
Yeah. But they gonna want to slide in though. For sure, sometimes. So I don't know, man.
It's tough, man. It's tough. Last one of quick hits, man. This is another clip we was sent to. Message in it was mess with the one who likes you, not necessarily the one that you like. Play this clip, man. Get y'all take.
The most important lesson I've learned. But you know, I have to mess with the right girls. You know, the most.
I was gonna ask, was he a pimp?
Yeah,
he don't talk like it.
Yeah, you can see it. You can hear it in his voice.
Come on, baby. You know when I'm spitting this thing to you, you gotta make sure you're messing with the people that like you, not the one that you like. Because the one that you like gonna run all over you, but the one that like you gonna do whatever it take, baby. You hear me?
That go for both sides, though.
Yeah, for sure.
They go for both sides, man.
For sure. I'm with it. I agree 1,000%.
The person you like, if they don't like you back, you gonna accept anything, boy. Anything.
Feels so good.
You smash my friend? It's okay. I just won't be friends with her no more.
It's okay. It's crazy.
Somebody loves you.
That's what they do, fool. That's what they do. You know, and by the time they done woke up, they done lost everything around them. Everybody around them, they lost.
The energy just be different, man. Totally different.
What you mean?
Between dating somebody that you like versus somebody that really likes you. Because, again, similar to what he's saying, like, when you dating somebody that you like, it's almost like, in a sense, you kind of on a constant chase. Trying to prove to them.
And you can never catch them.
Right. When they still gonna
they
still gonna keep pulling it back, moving the goalposts, whatever. But then with somebody that rock with you, that really like you, it ain't gonna be no questions. Sometimes you're gonna be like, damn, like what did I do to deserve this? In a sense. So yeah, I agree 1,000%.
Yeah, I think it speaks to the whole equally yoked and leverage thing that we've been speaking about for years on this podcast, man. If you in a situation to where you're dating somebody that's out of your league, as Kenny would say, then
I'm out of your league.
I'm out of your league.
I had to do it.
I'm out of your league, baby.
But yeah, it creates an unhealthy dynamic because one side of that equation is gonna feel like they're doing the other a favor. And then they're going to begin to treat you that way subconsciously. They may not start out, you know what I'm saying, but it's going to be subtle things. So where they're going to remind you, we not on the same level. You know what I'm saying? So that's what that whole chasing somebody thing, you know, brings about. And I was having a discussion on Kayla platform just about chasing. And they had a dude on the show, she on Ready to Love. He was talking about, I don't chase women. I'll never chase women. Right. And all the women in the room was looking confused. But, you know, I think that's what he's speaking to in terms of that. Like, because for me to have to chase you, then that means you're running away from me. Right. So that creates a dynamic to where you'll never respect me the way that you should. You know what I'm saying? Especially from a man. Like, being respected is of the utmost importance if you're the leadership of a family. You know, you're in leadership of the family. But, you know, if you felt like you did me a favor by being with me, what type of precedent that set in the household? You ain't gonna be able to leave shit. She ain't gonna respect nothing you say. You know what I'm saying? So nah, you gotta get with somebody that values you at least just as much, you know what I'm saying, as you value them, or else it ain't gonna work, man. You're gonna be running on that rat wheel forever. And you know, it's gonna be a toxic situation, man.
I agree. Some people gotta go through it though. I know I definitely had to go through it and have my shares of it. Because sometimes, let's just be honest, like sometimes the chicks that like you're not really into them.
Right.
You know, she may want to run through a wall with you, but it's like, we just not compatible. You know?
You don't look good enough for this.
Right. Nigga tired of chicken compatibility.
You don't look good enough for his arm.
But I think sometimes that's a problem with some people because it be unrealistic. You know what I'm saying? Because like they say, like, now I wasn't trying to shoot for the stars. No, I was just shooting. Nigga. If it go in, it go in.
Right.
But yeah, I think just that equally, going back to just being equally yoked and just compatibility, man, because that shit important, whether people believe it or not. Like, it's just certain things that the opposite person has that just brings stuff to you and brings out of you that just a normal person wouldn't do. And that can come in so many different packages.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You just got to be able to be ready to step outside your comfort zone sometimes. And you're going to see that's when you're going to thrive, when you're outside that comfort zone. Because clearly the plan that you had wasn't working. So I'm with it.
Step outside your preferences. Because all that be preferences. People tie all that to their preferences, and then they chasing a person that they shouldn't even be. They shouldn't even be given the time of day.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? And then they destroy themselves in the process. That's what I see. When somebody doing all that chasing and they get turned down by the man or the woman they really wanted, but they didn't understand that person didn't want them, that turns that person cold for a while, bro. It turns them to talking to other people crazy and looking at other people crazy. You know what I'm saying? And questioning shit like why he didn't want me or why she didn't want me. And, you know, and like, nah, bro.
And a lot of times that person should be chasing don't even be that much worth it.
Don't even be worth it for real.
You don't find out until you lose yourself in the chase and finally get them.
Like, man,
like this what I was doing all
right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I shouldn't even be like, now you look at yourself different.
Right.
Yeah.
So
we wasn't near the same level. How dare you act like that?
Yeah.
It's real, man.
Hey. And I'm starting to see a lot of women wake up to that when they in their 30s.
Mm-hmm.
Like, damn, I was chasing that my whole life? Nah, man, I'm cool with this.
Yeah. 30-something, 3 kids, living at your mama house, and he trying to live there too, but she ain't allowing it. That's real, bro. That's type of scenarios that happen.
That's real.
But
and she still ain't caught it.
Nah.
Because she's still
defending it. Yeah.
Because that's the father of her kids.
Ain't no father.
Those kids need a role model.
Role model?
Oh, how to lose? What's the move say? Oh, how to lose?
What are you teaching them kids?
Go put me on the streets out here to die.
Oh, how to sleep on a pavement? What are you teaching them kids?
Finesse and leverage?
No, he definitely.
Hey, that's real on the low.
That's what it teaches.
On the low. But the wild part is even that ain't working because he ain't finessed the mama to live.
Hell no.
He's still in the contract negotiations. The 6 months is up. That's where he trying to stay.
Hey, she opened the window for him at night. Yeah.
Of course. That's a damn shame, but it's
come around the back and hit the window, man.
That's sad, man. Okay. Prayers to all parties involved, man. That has been Quick Hits brought to you by Beatbox. We appreciate
it. Sound like they in the northern states, so you know they got them basements. So he at the basement window,
tapping on it. Gotta squeeze through that small ass.
You don't tap it. You know, grandma's be hearing that. Grandma's be hearing that. He don't tap it. She tell him, hey, 11 o'clock.
She be asleep. Hey, that's a grown man to come see your kids, man. Think about that, bro.
Bro. Hey.
It's a goddamn shame.
I could never.
All right, man. On that note, we're going to get into the advice column. Got some interesting ones today, man. We'll see. Or at least they look interesting. All right, first one is from Tony, Patreon.
Okay, what's up, Tony?
Tony says, what's up, crew? Tony back at it. Want to thank y'all for shouting out my wife. Oh, yeah, okay. Salute to Tony, man. She said Kenny was right in that she saw the toll on me, but thought it would make things worse to point out weakness in her quote-unquote rock. She says, without y'all, she wouldn't have a way past my need to be Superman. My question is for the fathers, particularly Smooth, as he has a son. In our new journey, my wife and I have truly begun to see the importance of our son's emotional health. Mm-hmm. That being said, how do you or will you teach your son when it's okay to cry? My son is 7, And due to how much I was working, his emotions mirror his mother. When he's frustrated, he cries. When he doesn't know something, he cries. When it gets tough, he cries. I told him it's okay to feel, but as a man, he has to do his job before he can let that go. Neither I nor my wife had a father. And given how my life has gone, even with financial success, I'm not sure if this is good advice. I want him to be strong, but I don't want him to reach a breaking point before he feels he needs any help. Any suggestions would help. Thanks again. Keep doing what y'all do out here. It's important. Appreciate you, Tony.
All right, so look, man, I got a son, of course, 5 years old, and right now he does that same thing. He does that same thing, bro. Like, something happened, you know what I'm saying, and he'll start crying about it and all that type of stuff, bro. Me, I let him get his little stuff out at first, you get what I'm saying, and then we talk about it. But sometimes, I ain't gonna lie, sometimes I be like, hey, I better not see no tear, you know what I'm saying, because some of the stuff ain't worthy of crying about at your age. You get what I'm saying? I understand you 5, you cry about some toys, you know what I'm saying? Like you hit your head or something, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. But you're not about to cry about no food that you want my son to cry about that. So I make sure, I pick and choose the spots right now when I make him suck that up and when I let him have his moments. You get what I'm saying? Because they like, you are right. You know what I'm saying? Like our sons, they need that space to have that emotional awareness. Like life ain't about being cold. That's why you got a lot of suicides in men out here. You know what I'm saying?
Especially black men.
Exactly. Swallowing their pride and all that. And just trying to tough it out. Nah, that ain't how it work. As he get older, it's just, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna have to teach him, you know what I'm saying, certain things. Like, hey, I understand how you feeling, but you still gotta put the work in. You still gotta do this. You get what I'm saying? And he'll start when he start getting the man traits, you will see in him the spots where he choose to be vulnerable and the spots he know, like, all right, I still know, even if I cry, I gotta go do this. You get what I'm saying? And that's what I think the lessons that our son's gonna need to be taught. You get what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna have to pick and choose the spots. You know what I'm saying? So, but you're doing right. You're doing exactly what you're supposed to do. That's how they gonna be at that age, bro. I done been around millions of kids, bro. You know what I'm saying? I got a ton of nieces and nephews on both sides, bro. They all do that at that age. It's just when they get older, you got to guide that gym. Because that's a gym for a man to be vulnerable and understand what it is. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with everything bro said. I think, just teaching them the importance of results being prioritized over crying is important.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because at the end of the day, man, we as men, we don't have a lot of wiggle room not to have results, right? Because when that happens, you end up with 3 kids begging her mama to stay at her crib. All right, I quit. That's real though. But that's real shit.
That's real.
Because as a man, like, we got to figure it out. That's just what it is. We are the leaders of this society. Mm-hmm. We are the leaders of our family, which means we have to figure it out. But that doesn't mean shelve up and don't ever express yourself. Don't ever be emotional. Don't ever cry. That ain't what men do. Get up when he fall and bump his knee. That's not what that's saying. Mm-hmm. What that's saying is just teach them the importance of taking a lesson from what it is that you're going through and not repeating the same mistakes. Now, you can cry. It's cool, man. You can cry about when you by yourself. You can cry in the shower. You can, whatever, however you got to do it. But get the job done first. Mm-hmm. Be results based. Be results oriented as a man, because it's necessary. We don't have nobody to depend on if things just go left for us. You know what I'm saying? Women can always resort back to, okay, well, my man will take care of it, or my dad will take care of it. Or I could, my mom's to step in and do it. But men don't necessarily have that. Like if we start losing or we start doing bad, everybody's gonna feel the repercussions of that because of the position that we hold. With great what they say, responsibility comes great. Whatever y'all know the phrase. Heavy as they is. So when you're teaching your kids, you got to teach them that. Like, don't sit there, because just to sit there and just be emotional without trying to find a solution is a waste of fucking time. Because you know what's going to have to happen anyway. Even after all that crying is over.
You have to fix it.
Yep.
Period. You know what I'm saying? So why not get that done, and then you can express yourself on the back end of that. So that's the only thing that I would say, just prioritization.
Hey, and one more thing I would tell you too. Make sure you teach your son, bro. Everybody ain't worthy of his vulnerability like that.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody not worthy of that. So that's gonna be really important. Really important. You know what I'm saying? Some people he can never show that to. You know what I'm saying? Well, I ain't gonna even say some. Most people should never see that side of your son. Most people should never see that side of you, which I know you know that. But that's the lessons we don't teach our sons. You get what I'm saying? So,
Man, I know you ain't asked me, but I got a son now, and he's 7. And the stuff, everything that y'all said, I agree 100%. And I be trying to pay attention to because at that age, they looking at everything you do, literally everything. Picking up on mannerisms, picking up on phrases, like all that stuff. You don't even be paying attention, but they'll one day just say it or do it or stuff like that. So it's real important to also, you know, set examples too, like put them to the side. And when I do it, it's a lot of times he frustrated with like homework. Like he hate not knowing it because he just feels like he just know everything as a kid. So when he doesn't know it, he always struggling or he'll get upset or pout or something like that. Basketball, got him learning basketball now. So if he missed too many in a row, he get frustrated. You know, so I just, you know, tell him, take a deep breath, take a step back. You know what I'm saying? Really think about it. Don't get so upset. Don't beat yourself up. You're gonna do it. You just have to keep practicing. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I do. Just take a step back, take a deep breath. You know, it's okay to cry sometimes, but like Smooth said, everything isn't worthy of a cry. You know what I'm saying? It's a time and place. Sometimes you just real frustrated, don't know how to deal with your emotions. Take a deep breath. Count to 10. Count to 20.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
What's crazy?
But relax and take your time in doing it.
And you know what's crazy with what you just said, bro? Like, and he can take some lessons from what I'm about to say too. Around this time, for real, like at 7, 8 years old, like you start to see the competitiveness in your son. Like how far they'll take it. You get what I'm saying? Like in they little realm of it all. You get what I'm saying? Like you see how competitive they're gonna be. So in a sense, you might need to throw a little more at them just to see where he at. You know what I'm saying? See where his mental space would be. You know what I'm saying? Just to see. 7 years old, they should have chores and all these type of things. So, yeah. That's a good age for your son to start seeing the little things that you want to see that he's picking up on. If he picking up too many what would we say, like women ways, feminine traits, then you know you got a lot of things to fix. But if he got that competitive spirit, you know what I'm saying, to where he cry over like shit he not good at and all these type of things, like he crying because I'm not good, I should be, then you know he's trending in the right way, right? Because everything is competitive out here. Everything is competitive. That's what you got to understand. The moment your son step off that porch, he is competing with you in a way. Because there's only so many jobs to be a doctor. There's only so many jobs to be a ball player and all these type of things. Whatever the fuck you want to be. Right, accountants and sit on boards and it's only so many that's gonna be on the planet at one time or available at one time, bro. So you are in competition the moment you step off that porch. So you need to make sure your son is well equipped to compete. You get what I'm saying? And right now at that age 7, 8, like you can give him the tools, bro. You know what I'm saying? You can mold that into anything you need it to be and how it needs to be in your vision. So that's what I would tell you too.
Well said. We're gonna keep this thing moving. Next one is from they want to be anonymous, man. But they Patreon, so I gotta give them some clap.
Yeah, I got you.
Be anonymous. All right. She says in all caps, I'd like to remain anonymous.
Make sure y'all put that first, please.
That's what she
did.
Whenever y'all want to do that, don't give us a story and then say,
let me be anonymous. We already
read it. So, good job.
Appreciate it. Say smooth don't come from my neck. I got a good reason. My husband's listened to the podcast as well, and I don't need him on my line.
Okay, I got you.
Plural or husband?
No, her husband.
Oh, okay, make it sure.
Listens to it. She says, I have a dilemma that I was hoping to gain insight on and hopefully some advice for both me and my husband. Lately, I've been feeling like I've been in a one-sided marriage when it comes to me needing reciprocation. I find myself having to talk to my husband about certain things that I need out of the marriage, and he says that he understands and will work on it. After the combo, he would put forth an effort, but then it kind of goes back to me feeling the same way I was feeling maybe a week or two before. I'm torn in between. Is this truly worth fighting for, or is this something that will more than likely not change? To put it into perspective, here are some of the things that I've had to deal with. I make about $65,000 a year, while my husband makes about $40,000 a year. So I find myself taking care of more of the bills than him, which I don't have a problem with that, because I don't think it would be fair for me to expect him to pay for everything or even straight down the middle either. At least for now, until we can find him a better paying job. When we go out to eat, I'm usually the one that will pay 65% of the time. Or if I want to go on vacation, I'm usually the one paying for majority. It's starting to take a toll on me mentally because I feel like he's starting to take it for granted. The problem is, with me doing all of that, I would think that my husband would step it up in other areas of our relationship that don't cost money. But a lot of times when he comes from work, he comes in and speak, kiss, hug, and etc. And then after that, he goes to shower, smoke, and then goes to his man cave to play the game for the rest of the evening. He'll pop his head out here and there to make sure I'm alive, but for the most part, homie has clocked out and is tuned into Madden. I work from home, so by the time I get off, I leave out the door to go to or to do another side business. It's legal, just can't say what it is because he will definitely know this is me.
He know it's you now.
For a couple hours. By the time I make it home, I'm dog tired. But when I walk through the door, nothing has been done, in all caps. I'm annoyed because I feel like I shouldn't have to ask you to put up the dishes or to look at the trash can and it's full. A lot of times I can catch myself feeling resentment towards him because I wish I can have time to relax like that. Obviously, anybody will be tired of feeling burnt out, especially if you have a man or woman in the house that's fully capable of helping you, but instead makes me feel like he's not tuned into me mentally to know, quote unquote, let me go help my wife. His response is, quote unquote, I'm sorry, baby, I got distracted on the game. I was gonna get to it before I went to sleep. Fine. But that raises concerns for me because this is in all aspects of our relationship. I'm big on flowers and he knows that. However, a lot of times he doesn't have enough for them. But you know what he does have money for?
Madden.
Weed.
And them damn points, the VC points. Whatever.
Yeah. That's what she say. He come home and smoke, go play Madden. That's it. But she said, I find myself getting pissed off, but I don't want to hurt his ego by saying what I really want to say. I used to try to be understanding because, for one, he is in his late 20s and I'm in my early 30s. I want him to be able to find his own path in life and be there to support him until he's able to fully turn things around the way he's content as a man. But during this time, I expected him to at least be a little more consistent on the back end to make up for other areas of our relationship. So it makes me take a step back and question myself. Am I sure this is something I have patience for? I try to make sure I show up in our marriage every single day. I told him before that a marriage is literally another full-time job. So because you clocked out of one job doesn't mean you neglect the other one. I'll do anything for this man because honestly, he has shown me affection that I've never had before. It's something that I've always craved in a man, and he gives it whenever I need it. We say we love each other throughout the day, public displays of affection, rubbing my feet, long hugs, etc. I have no doubt that he loves me. It's just there are some ways about him that makes me feel unappreciated. I'm tired of saying to myself, quote unquote, he's a little younger, give him some grace. Because fuck that at this point. We have been together long enough to know he should know how to love me, or at least want to learn how to love me in my love language. I'm not being mentally stimulated. So a lot of times I have to get my own self in the mood when it comes down to being sexual. I'm a sapiosexual. I love having deep conversations and learning things that I may not have known. That's the quickest way to turn me on. And my mind hasn't been stimulated in such a long time. And I've just been honestly trying to adjust to him and his complacency. But now I'm feeling like my light is dim. I can tell that he wants more out of the relationship, but maybe he just doesn't know how or where to start. He grew up without a father and also in a very toxic living situation. So what are your thoughts, and how can me and my husband get on the same page in the marriage? Thank you so much for reading this long-ass email. Anonymous.
All right, look. You're right at the end. He may not know. He may not know. Right? But there's still no excuse. I got responsibilities. I'm a married man. I got to adjust. Right? You say you like flowers, but he got money for weed and games. Right? That should be a no. If he can't afford the fucking flowers, but he can afford weed and games, you got a big problem on your hands. Because obviously his happiness is more important than yours. Right? That's just real. Because we all know, you know what I'm saying, when you these days, when you smoking some good shit, that's $20 a gram. Right? If he smokes every day, let's say he's spending $20 a day for 30 days.
600.
You get what I'm saying? And then on top of that, Madden these days, if he got a newer system, that's $80.
Yeah, the price don't went up.
That's $80.
Price went up on the Madden.
Yeah, on the new game it's more. Oh, so that's $80, right?
That's much you know. I know.
Then on top of that, he buying what they call them V-Bucks or whatever the fuck they is.
Whatever Madden is, I know.
Yeah, whatever them points is and shit to get shit for his player and all that type of shit and all that. Yeah, you need to have one last conversation with this man. For real. One last conversation with this man. Then on top of that, all that complacent shit and he want to smoke and all that type of shit there. I know personally, I care less where you at. You can't have weed in your system, you want a better job. So obviously he's at a job that allows him to smoke weed, don't give him no drug tests and all that. That has made him complacent because I can smoke weed at this job and if I potentially leave, I got to give it up. That's what he's thinking about. I can guarantee you that. But in the same breath of that, the weed is more important than pushing y'all forward. Obviously, you're a woman that don't care about the money, right? But in a sense, you do because you want to progress your family and you seeing that you doing what you got to do and he's not even making an attempt, right? The attempt is different. He was making an attempt. I know you wouldn't blame him, but he's not even attempting, right? So for you asking this, I know you love him to death and all that, and you said, you know what I'm saying, the affection and all that type of shit. So you love him and all that, but I believe one more conversation need to be had and things need to be given up. I'm not saying make him give up the game entirely. You know what I'm saying? But this game takes away from your money. This weed takes away from what you truly could be. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, you need to have that conversation to give up some shit. And if he not willing to, then you know where y'all stand. He may love you to death, but he may be an average man. He may just want to be average. And that's cool, but that's not cool for you. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think you need to do. Have one more conversation, see, you know what I'm saying, if he gonna give all this up, and it need to be that day. The nigga married. They know I'm next week and today. Today, it need to be today. And if it can't be today, then you need to be planning your escape card. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you make more money than him, so it's gonna hurt you a little bit. But your sanity is more important.
She did put how much they make, right?
Yeah, she makes 65, he make 40.
He make 40. So the divorce gonna hit her a little bit harder than it would him. You get what I'm saying? But
if he even take it.
So she mad that he's complacent
take it.
and that he'll be on the game.
You smoke weed.
Smoking weed.
Don't want to progress.
When she comes home from work, dish is still in the sink, trash still full.
Matter of fact, she works from home, but she got the side business that she leaves the house for.
Yep, she got two jobs.
One.
So that mean your man like sitting in a dirty house. Bro, if anybody is ever graceful enough and know me close enough to come to my house is never dirty. Now, even if we got the cleaners coming through once a month, my house is truly never dirty. You know what I'm saying? I just can't sit down like that. Like I'm not a dirty person.
You got OCD.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like I gotta make it look presentable at all times. You get what I'm saying? But for it to be something crazy, my wife not even gonna allow that. You get what I'm saying? So you need to, bro. Yeah, you need to have some conversations, bro. Like dead hard conversations. Like this is it or this is it. It ain't no in between. Y'all married. Fuck all that age shit.
Yeah, I think when you allow complacency in one area, it's gonna begin to trickle everywhere else. So, you know what I'm saying? You say that the money don't necessarily bother you, But just like Smooth said, I don't necessarily agree with that 100%. But to add insult to injury, he's not, pulling his in financially and then not doing the other things on the back end that somebody who's not pulling their in financially would be doing. Right? We say it all the time about relationships been 50-50 forever. It's just, back then it was more so on the man to bring in the money and the woman to take care of the house. But either or, the effort is 50-50. You feel like he ain't giving 50-50 effort. He making less money than you, and he's not doing a damn thing around the house. So you coming in from one job, going to another job, he ended up playing the game, smoking weed all day long, and then to add insult to injury, not cleaning up the crib, not taking out the trash, which is things that a man should be doing. And then not only that, you don't feel stimulated at all. Like she said, I got to get myself in the mood to have sex. You know what I'm saying? So he's not, he knows I'm a sapiosexual. He knows, I like deep talks and things like that, and he ain't trying to have them conversations. He know I like flowers. He ain't making a priority about flowers. So I think that right there like speaks to what you've allowed, if we're going to be honest, in terms of accountability. Because like I said, when you allow complacency in one area, it's going to trickle everywhere else. So with him being just complacent with what he making and complacent with the dynamics of the relationship, because I don't know a man who would be comfortable with those dynamics. My woman making that much more than me working 2 jobs. And I'm just,
You know what I'm saying? She had 2 jobs.
Smoke weed every day.
Like, really, man. So, I think, the fact that y'all are married, it warrants a conversation. And I'm sure that you probably tried to have them before, but you just ain't been as blunt as you need to be. Like, this needs to change or else I'm gone. Like that type of blunt. But because he says, he makes me feel, good from an emotional standpoint. He hugs me, kisses me, affectionate, all that. But and to be honest, that's how you can lead with it. You can lead with the sandwich method and the things that he's doing right, but get to what he's not doing as well. And when you get there, don't tiptoe. Be blunt. Like this is what needs to be done.
Don't put it in a way where it's supposed to be sweet.
Right.
Why? Because he's a man, and this world not sweet on men. It's no help for men out here. You get what I'm saying? And you are his help. Right now, you are his help. So you need to tell him, hey, bro, I'm with you. I'm with you 100, but I need you to be with me.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And right now, he not with you 100% because you wouldn't be having this problem. You wouldn't have all these problems because nothing is perfect. I'm going to tell you right now, nothing is perfect.
Right.
But in a marriage, you shouldn't have all of these problems. You get what I'm saying? So
yeah, and when you don't stress the sense of urgency to a man, we gonna have I get around to it. Yeah, I get around to it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's almost like a job in a sense. At work, like how do you need this today?
Right.
Do you need it this week? Can I have time to think about? Like, you almost kind of got to do it like that. Man, you got to give us a deadline because he gonna say, "Oh, I'm gonna get to it when I get to it." But if you say, "I need this done by tomorrow," he gonna have a little sense of urgency behind him.
Actually.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah. So
and you need to be stern on your decision. Hey, and you might not want a divorce. I know you don't want that, but if he's not willing to match what you need him to match, that really need to be on the table for you. Because you're gonna continue to be unhappy. You're gonna continue to force yourself to be there.
Here's my only issue. Because I'm real big on being genuine. And I'm not doing something out of, at least today anymore. Today, Otis. I'm no longer doing things that just don't feel right to me or feel good, feel genuine. Like I'm thinking about you to get you some flowers. Let me do it on my time. I don't want to do it because you're putting some pressure on me.
Right.
So I'm curious, just how do you... Because you had that conversation when you say, hey, babe, you're not giving me no flowers. We not, going out to eat, whatever. So let's say he starts doing that and it's consistent. For me, in the back of my head, it's like, okay, are you only doing this because I asked you to do it?
Yeah, but in her situation, he does buy flowers. He just buys the wrong flowers.
Nigga crazy.
That's just real. He buy flowers every day.
Shit, they ain't for her.
That's the problem.
That's the problem.
So he'd offer you no weed. That's the problem.
I'm just saying. But he buy flower every day.
You'd ask me to smoke.
You get what I'm saying? Like, come
snuck
on,
the
bro.
weed in the back room and close the door. Like.
You know what I'm saying? And it ain't obviously she ain't got no problem with the smoking weed and all that. You know what I'm saying? She ain't got no problem with that. It's just I know in the working world that holds you back because they drug test you, right? Now, if he can find something to where, you know what I'm saying, they don't drug test him and get more money, I'm pretty sure she would be fine with that, right? And she would also be fine with if the nigga was buying flowers already and he was smoking, then she wouldn't even said this. Because that would have been something that he fixed. But he would continue, right now, he continues to buy weed every day or every week, however he buying it. You know what I'm saying? Then buy some flowers. All you gotta do is buy flowers once a week, once every 2 weeks.
There you go. Just get all the flowers at one time.
Yeah, but the thing is, he can't afford to get both.
Yeah, he
That's
can't
what the
afford to
issue
get
is.
both.
Yeah.
He rather buy the weed and not buy the flowers.
Oh shit, bro.
Instead of buying some weed, because I'm pretty sure he
You
ain't
gotta
just
smoke less.
Your weed man ain't letting you buy grams every day.
Smoke less.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Get you a little bit of weed and buy you a pack of flowers from HEB or something, $20. Put that on the table. That's gonna last 2 weeks, bro. That's gonna last 2 weeks.
If he's smoking 5 blunts a day.
In my opinion, you smoking like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, what you stressing about?
You end up getting worked on, man. All type of duress. You lighten them up back to back.
Wipe on my back.
Wipe on my back.
I can't believe he caught that. He fumbled on the what?
Right. That's real, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, at the end of the day, man, it's just all about prioritization. And it's just like, you know, it's like somebody owing you money and then or asking you for money, and then every time you see them on Instagram, they smoking. It's like, fam, like what, like you like your you know, damn, I don't even know what the word is. Your organization, your prioritization is just not right, man. You're not prioritizing the right things. At the end of the day, weed, vices in general, that's a luxury.
That's a luxury.
Your woman, that's a necessity. Those are two different things.
Exactly.
In terms of importance, and they should be treated as such. But if she done had this conversation and he's continuing to prioritize his vices over her, I mean, it speaks volumes. But at the end of the day, y'all are married, and I'm not gonna sit up here and say, because again, I'm sure it's two sides to every story. But I'm not gonna just say get a divorce based on that.
Right.
I'm gonna say that a hard, real, blunt conversation needs to be had for one, and counseling, marriage counseling needs to happen for two before we get to talking about divorce.
I don't care about the marriage counseling. I don't care about that part.
So, like I say, however it got to go. But you know why I bring it up? Because this is just something that I've just found out. A lot of people have issues communicating they problems with their partner directly, which is why you have like some people like want to argue or they want to talk in person, but then you have some people who will be way more talkative through text messages. You know what I'm saying? So that person may need a third party mediator in there to where they feel like it's less of a confrontation. More because some people are just scared of confrontation. You know what I'm saying? But when you got that third party in there and y'all, you know, the third party's asking you questions and you just answering them, then you know, you may feel a bit more free to open up and speak on what it is that's really bothering you. Compared to, you know, you get in front of that person, you get to telling them what you telling them, and then you see the look on their face, they dismissive, or if you talking to your girl and she start crying while you in the middle, like you gonna start reeling, pulling the brakes on a little bit. All right, well maybe, all right, let me try to put it in a way that's more suitable. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only reason I bring it up, man. But just giving you multiple different ways to communicate the message, because clearly it's not getting across. So that'll be my only take on that, man. But what was we at? The last one of the day. This is from GG, Patreon. GG says, hey, Krew season, I've noticed the new updates to the pod and it looks great. Keep up the great work. Trill made a comment last pod that spoke about women not being able to have sex with a man of significance without getting attached, compared to a man who can continuously sleep with a woman and keep her in the same category. I would have to disagree. I believe women are able to do the same thing. However, Women don't have the same safe space to say so the way that men do. If a woman who has sexual desires just as a man does decides to deal with one man just for great sex, she faces being called a hoe, masculine, etc. I feel more women would speak up about the fact that they move similar to men when it comes to sex if they had the safe space to do so. Let's see. Since this was directed at me, I guess I think, again, like biology and anatomy and makeup has a lot to do with this thing. I would never say that all women are gonna catch feelings. I've lived enough life to know that that's not true. There are some women who are more heartless than a man in these cases. And we speak about it. They'll be smashing two dudes and got them dapping up at the bar, buying each other drinks, playing ball together, all type of shit. And the whole time she hitting both of them. And,
it's a cold game.
That's how it go. You know what I'm saying? So in terms of what you're saying, you're not all the way wrong. In terms of what you're saying about like more women would speak up on their urges to do so. Sure. But I think for the most part, women just want one man that's just solid. And he's tapping into every area from an emotional standpoint, a spiritual standpoint, a physical standpoint, all of that. If he can hit all those areas, I feel like most women will be good with that. They wouldn't want to go try nothing different or smash other dudes or whatever the case may be. Like that, there's gonna be some attachment there because he checks off all of her boxes. But what I'm saying is you can have a man in that exact same scenario and he'll cheat just because the opportunity presented itself. It has nothing to do with her. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the psychology of it is different. Our makeup is different from a man to, a woman. It's why a woman could be pregnant with one child at a time. A man could go get 100 women pregnant this month. Right. If we're just going to be honest.
They have them all pregnant in 1 month.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So again, there's a reason that we are designed that way. Right. So that's all that I'm speaking to. But just that alone, just in my experiences, most women do not want to just be out here smashing a bunch of dudes. They don't. They want a man that checks off all their boxes that they could be in a serious, committed relationship with, and they good on the rest of that. Now, if you're willing to say that's wrong, or you willing to challenge that that's wrong, then we just gonna have to agree to disagree, because then it turns into more of like a anecdotal thing. You know what I'm saying? But just in terms of, again, like we could have a poll next time we go live and ask that question. And I guarantee you, most of the women are gonna say,
we'll be live when they shoot.
So
we'll be on the thing.
Matter of fact, I forgot. So matter of fact, I'm gonna have a poll up
when we go live,
and we can ask this question.
And when this episode premiere Tuesday, we'll
look that up. So, but y'all boys want to tap into that?
Say not only that too, like just our testosterone, like you said, biology, like our testosterone is like 100 times more than them. So like we don't even, man, keeping it all the way 1,000. A man don't even have to be attracted to hit. But for a woman needs some type of stimulation. A woman just not gonna hit no random.
Hey, that happens with like animals in the wild all day.
You know what I'm saying? A man is gonna hit because she got a fat ass,
right? Or
she got some nice breasts, or like it's gonna be a random thing. It don't have to be that. She could just be there. I'm horny and I'm a hit. Like it's for women, gotta be some type of mental stimulation, whether it's his conversation, how he look, he got some money. It's gonna be something that kind of magnifies it for her to want to do that. The man don't know. There's no. Like that's why people say you put a paper bag over her head. Like,
hey, when it's that late at night, nothing fell through and you want it. Yeah, they got that one you can call.
It'll be something.
And she can have a man and all. She still gonna fall.
That's real. Hey, that's sad, but that's real. That's how the game go, man. But GG, we definitely appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm definitely open to agreeing to disagree. But
I got one more thing too. And it was the other day I thought about it, which I've never really thought about before. It came across my mind before, but I never just really thought about it in depth. But it was talking about how whenever we laying down with people, how the more people you lay down with, the more people you compare to other people. So for men and women, really, like the more you do it, the more you start comparing, just comparing. So at the end of the day, that's not really a good thing
it's not
to be doing, especially for a woman. You know what I'm saying? Because again, y'all got more responsibilities, man. Y'all got to carry the weight.
Some dudes just ain't
health
deep
issues. Health issues. You know what I'm saying? Just all type of stuff. So y'all have a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Men should be more responsible with our seed and what we do, absolutely. But I think women kind of bear more of it. So that's why I would say y'all got to be a little more careful.
All right, well said, man. On that note, man, we're going to wrap this thing up, man. We appreciate everybody for tapping in with us. Crusaders, man, y'all know what time it is, man. Yes, sir. Patreon, y'all know what time it is, man. We is back at this thing again. You know what I'm saying? It feels good. We took that week off, man, rejuvenated, sharpened up, you know what I'm saying, and ready to come back and continue to take this shit over the same way that we've been doing. But again, I appreciate everybody that been rocking with us, man. Shout out to B-Box. We got something dope coming for them. I was chopping it up with Meg the other day, man. We got some dope stuff coming with them, man. So just stay tuned for that. Merch on the way. About to start designing new things tomorrow.
Fly shit.
Yeah, man. So,
and some old shit might come back too.
Facts.
Hey, I'm glad y'all said that. I was just at my mom's crib, and I don't know if y'all know this, but my mom really sew clothes. Like, she really like that for real. And I think I'm gonna make us four some custom sweaters. You know what I'm saying?
I'm selling mine.
Hey,
$1,000.
Hey, and what's crazy is
$1,000.
I'm gonna do it myself.
You gonna do what yourself?
I'm gonna sew the shit myself.
Oh, hell no. I thought you said
with the guidance of my mother, of course.
I can teach you how to sew. I know how to sew.
No. My mama got like 12 machines in her sewing room. Like, she got a machine for everything.
When you got to thread the needle on the bottom, I'm
gonna make us some fly ass sweaters. I swear to God.
Y'all, them sweaters gonna look crazy as hell. Both of y'all in there sewing.
They gonna be cold. I swear to God. I'm gonna make some cold ones.
All right, man. We gonna see.
All right.
But yeah, on that note, man, we're gonna be back at this thing again next week, man. Kenny T couldn't be with us today. He gotta, he had to take that drive home, man, after last night. Last night was crazy, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's why y'all see me about to be there is a little way more chill than normal, man. We still try to get back right from last night, man. But it was a hell of a time, man. Shout out to my baby. But yeah, we're gonna get up out of here, man, with a record called Tomorrow 2, Glorilla featuring Cardi B.
Oh shit.
Appreciate y'all, man, for sure.
She was just there for the season.